What is Headless 360? To put it in a very simple terms, Headless 360 simply means Salesforce is now accessible without its UI also, which means that traditionally to access Salesforce data, Salesforce metadata, to execute business logic, a user had to log into Salesforce. Now, since we are moving really fast in AI era, Salesforce is kind of opened up, which means that as a Salesforce user, I should be able to access Salesforce not only from Salesforce UI, but from external applications as well. For example, from Claude AI, from ChatGPT, from Cursor IDE, from Microsoft Teams, from Slackbot in Slack, or from some voice channels as well. Let's understand what exactly is headless. A web application or a software has two parts, the front end and the back end. To work with backend, users generally uses the front end. In headless architecture, there is no dedicated front end and the backend is accessible without its front end also. And that's why it's called headless, because you can access the backend without the front end, which is the head of the application. If you are enrolled in my Agentforce course, there we learned about headless agents and we understood that the agent can be invoked from a UI through the chat, and that kind of agent is called conversation agent. But the same agent can also be invoked via agent API, where the user is not invoking the agent, but the agent still gets executed through agent API based on user clicking on the page or user performing some other activity. So the same agent can act as a conversation agent as well as a headless agent, giving us the power to invoke it even without logging into Salesforce, even without opening any chat interface. For the last 25 years, using Salesforce usually meant one thing. You open a browser, you log into Salesforce, you navigate through applications, tabs and pages. You open record, you update field, you work through the CRM interface. And honestly, that model still works perfectly fine. Salesforce UI is not disappearing. So if anyone is telling you that Salesforce UI is dead, then it's nothing than a marketing statement. Lightning experience is not going away, but something important is changing. The interface is no longer becoming the only way to interact with Salesforce, and that shift is what Headless 360 is really about. One good example of Headless 360 is something that you might have heard from Salesforce leadership side is from Waymo self-driving cars, where a few years back the interface had wheels, dashboards and much more. But recently, all of that is gone. There is no wheels and there is no interface at all, as Waymo doesn't need all that since it's a self-driving car. Now, it's a good example to understand what a headless application looks like without any front end, but that simply means that Salesforce will have no UI at all, which is actually an incorrect statement, at least for now. Salesforce UI is not going anywhere. Rather, now with Headless 360, we have many more ways to interact with Salesforce, and those are using AI agents such as Claude, ChatGPT, or conversation interface such as Slack or Microsoft Teams chat, or voice interface using Agentforce Voice. So a better version to understand what headless architecture is bringing in Salesforce is something that I read on a LinkedIn post or an article. I'm not really sure about it. The example was using the faceless men example from Game of Thrones. The faceless men never meant that they do not have any face at all, but it meant that they can take many forms or use many faces to complete the task. So similarly, here Salesforce with its UI had its own face, but now with headless, it can take many faces to work with the org data. For example, it can take Claude AI's face, it can take Slackbot's face, or voice channels face, but all of these faces interacts with the same Salesforce application. Just like faceless men didn't mean people without any face, similarly headless here doesn't mean that Salesforce will have no UI. Now this is an important clarification so that you know that the lightning you have been building is not going anywhere, but instead to access the Salesforce application we have many more interfaces which will not use the current Salesforce front end. So the CRM engine stays the same: records, workflows, automation, security, business logic. But now those capabilities can appear in many places. Inside Slack, inside ChatGPT, inside Claude, inside mobile apps, inside AI agents. That flexibility is the real idea behind Headless. Parker Harris made a statement in TDX that created a lot of discussion in the Salesforce ecosystem. He said, "Why should you ever log into Salesforce again? Maybe you never will." Now, when people heard this, many interpreted it as Salesforce UI is going away. But personally, I do not think that is what he meant. And realistically as well, that is probably not happening anytime soon. Large enterprises still rely heavily on Lightning experience, Service Console, omni-channels, dashboards, admin workflow, traditional CRM interface. Those are not disappearing overnight. What is changing is that Salesforce is no longer forcing every interaction to happen only through its own UI. That is the important shift. Salesforce capabilities are becoming accessible from many more environments. So when we say Salesforce is becoming headless, what we really mean is this. Salesforce capabilities are becoming accessible independently from the traditional Salesforce UI. The browser still exists, Lightning still exists, admin still exists, developer still exists, but now Salesforce can also operate through AI agents, chat interfaces, custom front ends, external systems, voice assistants, MCP clients. And that architectural flexibility is what makes Headless 360 important. And throughout this course, we are going to explore this entire architecture practically. We will understand what Headless 360 actually includes, what MCP really is, how Salesforce exposes capability to AI systems, how Claude and ChatGPT connect to Salesforce, how Cursor becomes org aware, how to build custom MCP servers, and how conversational interfaces like Slack can interact with Salesforce directly. And we will do all of this step by step. Before we move on to the technical part of Headless 360, let's understand what Headless 360 includes. Headless 360 is opening up more ways with which business users and developers can interact with Salesforce without actually logging into Salesforce. Let me give you one example how this will happen. When a user has to onboard a customer, then traditionally we built a UI for that, right? This UI could be screen flow, an LWC component capturing customer details, or guided OmniScript. The whole point here was we needed to capture the inputs which will then be passed to the actual business process. The business process could be the create record element in a screen flow. It could be an Aura enabled Apex method or an integration procedure. So you see here, the user needs a user interface so they can enter the input, which will eventually go to the actual backend process. So the goal of front end here is to capture values and pass it to the backend. What if we simply expose the backend to an application through MCPs, APIs, and CLI commands? Now let's see the same flow using Claude AI. User opens Claude AI and he types onboard a customer. Now here the Claude connects with Salesforce through MCP and it finds a tool to onboard a customer. The MCP is what makes Salesforce headless, and we are going to discuss this in detail. But for now, just understand that MCP exposes the backend action to Claude. That backend action could be your flows record creation element or the Apex class which your LWC was calling. Claude understand that, okay, to onboard the customer, I need following details. It asks the user, can you please provide the following details? So here you see that it was asking for the customer details. Once user inputs the values, again, the user is not on Salesforce. He is on Claude chat interface. Claude uses the tool given by Salesforce to create a customer record. So does the user needed to log into Salesforce for this task? No, right? Salesforce is accessible without Salesforce logging is the idea behind Salesforce Headless. You might ask, what's the need here? Why can't the user simply log into Salesforce and create the customer? So first thing, doing that requires a lot of navigation. Opening Salesforce, go to the page where the onboard customer UI is placed. But we all can agree that in today's time, we all are interacting with these AI agents half of our time. And here it's just a natural language conversation. With voice channels, the user will simply dictate the entire thing and Salesforce action will be executed. So in simple words, We are opening the access of Salesforce through any channel the user wants. They may not be at Salesforce right now. They may be on the run and suddenly they realize that, okay, I have to onboard a customer. Do you want them to open Salesforce, go to that page? No, whichever the channel they are right now available, be it WhatsApp, be it Claude, be it ChatGPT, or be it a voice channel, from there they should be able to access Salesforce and perform their activity. So if they are already working on an AI agent, Claude, for like preparing for the next meeting, then they do not have to switch between applications. They can access the Salesforce from there itself. If they are on Slack or Teams, they should be able to get information for which they otherwise had to log into Salesforce, spending like 10 minutes navigating between apps. Now with Headless, you should be able to use your primary application to complete your day-to-day work. So the whole idea of Headless 360 is, do not ask user to come to Salesforce. Rather, take Salesforce to wherever the users are working, and this is really powerful concept. This can actually increase the adoption, which is one of the biggest problem for many Salesforce businesses where their team do not adopt CRM solutions as they have to learn and work with one more application other than what they are already working. So Headless 360 is exposing the Salesforce backend to any application. Now, how is this headless architecture possible? For that, Salesforce has revamped the entire platform and made it available through MCPs, APIs, and CLI command. To put it in a simple way, everything you can do on Salesforce platform, you can do from outside using either of these three or with the combination of these three tools. Here, if you see, Salesforce is giving 60 plus MCP tools. Using these tools, AI agent will be able to query records in Salesforce, create records, find related record, see recently viewed record, look at object definition, and much more. But the real power here is that you can create your own custom MCP, and for that, you don't need Node.js server or knowledge of Node.js to create MCP. All of your backend action, whether those are written in flows, Apex, like invocable Apex, Aura enabled Apex, or REST API, you can expose all of those as custom MCP. So although Salesforce is saying that the entire platform is exposed as these three tools and they're giving so many MCP tools, but for your org to truly become headless, you will need to create your own custom MCP with the tools your user uses. Again, if you already have these logic written in Apex, auto launch flow, then it's just a matter of adding those actions and exposing it as tools so external AI agents or application can use it. So again, to put it in a very simple way, Salesforce is making the platform headless by exposing the platform as MCP, API, or CLI. Now you may ask, why MCP and not something else? To understand this, we have to understand that AI agent work differently than humans. They're not supposed to open Salesforce and navigate in Salesforce to perform tasks. Rather, they can execute actions by understanding what data is needed, and for that, they execute actions. These actions they execute with the help of MCPs. Why MCP again? Because MCPs are created in the language that AI agent understand. And why MCP is what I'm focusing? Because MCP is something that AI agent understand. They are built for the AI agents. It's written in the language that they understand. There could be many APIs that you have created, REST APIs. Going through all those APIs for AI agent is actually tough. So they can actually go through the MCPs. These MCPs internally might be executing the APIs. And this is the reason Salesforce have been spending years to expose the platform in these three forms. And now for each organization, they can also expose their business logic in the form of custom MCP, and their user can access all of that from any application without logging to Salesforce. I think the best way to truly understand the concept of headless is via a practical example. In our upcoming lecture, we will configure different tools which will connect with Salesforce via MCP. But in this lecture, let me show you a demo of how Claude can be used to work with Salesforce records and its data. So here I have Claude AI. So as a user, I was working on Claude and suddenly I realized that I have to perform some activity in Salesforce. Now, instead of me logging into Salesforce and performing that activity, I'll stay here and I will say that help me book a room for a customer. So I realized that I have to book a room for a customer who is here. And instead of me going to the Salesforce and navigating through all the different screens and then filling all the details, I'm just going to ask my Claude here. So here it is actually looking for the tools, and it actually found a tool, and you see that it is actually asking for some information here. Okay, there is actually a customer room preference. Let me say standard. Okay, it didn't ask me. Just a second, it needs more detail. Basically, the tool that I have exposed in the backend requires these detail. That is where it will create a customer record. So customer full record name, customer's name is actually Claude customer. Okay, and check-in date will be tomorrow. I will give in the natural language. Mobile phone number is 12345678990. The room preference I have already given as standard here, so it already knows that. And once I enter here, what will happen is it's actually invoking a tool here. So you see here customer room flow, book customer room. So this basically there is a tool which is coming from Salesforce through MCP, and now it's using that tool to create this customer record in Salesforce. And here it is, it comes back saying that the room has been successfully booked. Here is a summary of it. And now if I show you the Salesforce here, this was the org where this MCP is created and the Claude is connected to this org. If I refresh here, I should have a new customer here, Claude customer. So if you see here, the room preference is coming as standard. Check-in date I gave tomorrow. So today is 25th. So it has taken the correct date. Status is actually a custom logic that is written, and a booking ID. Now here, it's not actually using a standard tool. It could actually, I mean, Salesforce is giving all the standard tools, create records, query record, and all those tools. But here I wanted it to use a custom tool because I might be having a different logic to create a customer record. In that case, this booking ID is something that may be coming from a third-party system. So while creating the customer record, I should book it into the third-party system, which will give me the booking ID. Only when I have a booking ID, I want to create the customer record. So that's my custom logic. That's my custom business process. Now, if I want that business process to be available as a headless, if I want that business process to be available to Claude, I will have to expose that action as a custom MCP tool. And this is something that we will learn in our upcoming lecture. But I hope you understood what I was trying to show here. Instead of me going to the Salesforce, opening that LWC component or that flow screen, giving the details about customer name and all, I didn't go there. I was staying in the application that I was working. It could be Claude, it could be Microsoft Teams, it could be Slack, or maybe WhatsApp agent. I could be anywhere and I'm able to complete my task in Salesforce. So this is the power of Headless. And no, it's not removing the Salesforce front end. It's just making your Salesforce accessible from multiple places. Instead of me spending 5 minutes navigating through Salesforce, since I was here, I am able to use it. And now you can understand that how it is actually going to increase the adoption. Your people are here, your teams are here. If you're asking them go to Salesforce to create customer, that's an extra step for them. They won't go, they'll just use here, and we are bringing Salesforce into the application that they are already using. Okay, I hope with this example and with all this theory, you understood what Salesforce Headless truly is and how beneficial it could be in a long run.